September 11th, 2001 is a day I will never forget. I can still remember sitting in my high school chemistry class when the principal came over the loudspeaker to tell us our nation was under attack. Being present and having to deliver a speech so powerful while informing the nation what has just happened, who was responsible, and keeping emotions in check could not have been an easy job. I was tasked with evaluating a famous speech, and I chose George W. Bush's 9/11 address to the Union speech. This is a day I hope my children and my children's children will never have to experience. When looking at the content of a speech, you want to make sure that you have a great opener. And George W. Bush opened the speech with, "Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist attacks." He said what happened and who was responsible, and that it wasn't an accident in that first line. Even though this has caused great disaster, he made it sound that our country will stand tall and we will not break, even though this tragedy has happened, by saying terrorist attacks can shake the foundation of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundations of America. In an article I found called An Analysis of President Bush's post 9/11 speech, he praised George W. Bush for showing that the country was united by saying, "I appreciate so very much the members of Congress who have joined me in strongly condemning these attacks." Another important piece of a speech is how it sounds to the audience. To the audience, I think the article that I read put it very well about how the speech sounded to the nation. The article talked about how George W. Bush tried to calm a terrified nation by providing a blanket of safety and a sense of security to a troubled country. George W. Bush also shared feelings of comfort for those affected and grieving and promised that we will not stand for this. Body language is also a very important part of a speech, how they are presenting this speech. And so I think that George W. Bush's body language could have been a little bit better. I'm not sure if he was trying to not show too much emotion, but I think a little bit of emotion would have helped, so that the nation could have seen that this is affecting everyone, even the leader of our country. He seemed very stiff, only making small hand gestures, which I could have taken to be that he was calm, but again, I would like to have seen some fire, some anger. His forehead was very scrunched the whole time, showing concern. I think it should have not only shown concern at times, but also anger that we should not stand for what has just happened. In speeches for politicians, you need two elements. You need a great public speaker and you need a great speechwriter. I think this speech did exactly what it needed to do at the time. The nation needed to be comforted and know that this will not stand. Years later, looking at this speech and understanding the power of body language, more emotion could have been shown. Every great speech needs a great ending, and declaring this is a day when all Americans from every walk of life unite in our resolve for justice and peace is saying that this will only make us stronger and band together to defend our freedom. Thank you.